Hi everyone, I've got the week 1 screen up here and I'm just going to quickly take you through the 9 things you need to do this week. Everything's due on the 6th of Feb. You'll see that I've paid attention to good visual communication by making that red so it really stands out and you know when you need to submit everything. But in saying that, if you are having trouble meeting this deadline, please contact me via email by clicking this link or contacting me on my phone number. And you can find that phone number under the Key Information tab. So the first thing we need you to do is to find out what Unit 3 is all about. Now I've suggested that you need to spend about 10 minutes on this. So you just click the link, it will take you to another web page which gives you an overview of Unit 3. So spend some time going through that. If you would prefer to read this as a printout or read it on screen as a PDF, it's just a matter of going to the Key Information tab, going to the handouts and downloads and clicking the Unit 3 overview. And this will open up a PDF which you can obviously go up and print, or you can just read it on screen if you prefer. Okay, so going back to week 1, and your second task for this week is really to get yourself organised and get the Unit 3 timetable printed out. Look, I'd suggest if you can, again it's a PDF document, print it out at A3 because then it's big enough for you to see, put it at your study area. Maybe also print out an A4 copy as well that you can put in your Viscom folder, your black folio or an A3 sketchbook. And I've also suggested here, you know, if you've got your smartphone or your iPhone, you can also enter those key dates into that as well. It's just, you know, a good study habit to get into. So again, that'll be about 10 minutes to spend on that. Parts 3, 4 and 5 of this week really is about getting your Kay Guthrie book, your essential text for this subject, and reading through the pages I've listed there. I'll give you a really good introduction to what visual communication is all about. The design in context is a really nice little overview of the history of design and some of the different design eras, stuff you've probably already heard about like Art Deco or Art Nouveau or Modernism, and it just gives you a really good sense of place of where design fits into the historical context. You also really need to read that information because later on, down here in step 8, you'll actually be making a postcard in the style of a particular design era or designer. So really take your time reading through that. And then finally, the final bit of the textbook you need to read is the section about copyright and Creative Commons. It's really important in this study that you get your head around copyright. There's in all likelihood going to be a question on it at the end of your exam, so take some notes about this. Okay. Task 6 and 7 for this week really is all about Pinterest. Now Pinterest, if you don't know, is just really a social media virtual pin-up board really, and it allows you to pin all of the images that you get off websites that you find really interesting. So for the Viscom student, it's just a really great way, instead of bookmarks when you're in your browser, of just like pinning things as you go, and it's just a really good record. And it also helps you to keep track of the URLs, which covers your copyright, you know, keeps note of all of that. You'll also have to set up a Pinterest account if you don't have one already. That should take you about 15 minutes, and you know, you can just follow the instructions on the Pinterest site. I think it's really easy, but if you have any trouble with it, please just give us a buzz and I can talk you through it. Now, the sort of last thing and the biggest part of this task this week is all about the postcard that I really want you to design. Now, this is the first thing you need to do for SAC 1 Part B, and you should spend about 5 hours on it. So, look, it will open up a PDF, and it's a few pages long. Let's see, 6 pages long, and it's a really good idea to print this out and have a hard copy. So here is just an explanation about what we're doing, little example there from last year's student. The design brief, which gives you the detail of what you need to be doing for this postcard task. You know, the materials, methods and media you need to complete the task, and then the design process, what steps you're going to be taking. And here's just question and answers where you have to actually write down what it is you need to do and need to design, because that's a key part of this subject, is reading a design brief, which is the design problem, and you know, breaking it down, working out what you actually have to design for your client. And then finally, how you'll be assessed. It's marked out of 10 and it's marked by a rubric, so you can see here how you can get high marks, what you need to do to get those. And finally, on the PDF for the postcard is the checklist, so looking at all the things that you need to have included just to make sure that you haven't missed anything. So that's the big activity for this week. And then finally, you need to submit the work by clicking on the submit button. You can get to it from this link, or you can click on the submit week 1 here button. You might actually want to have a look at some student work as well, the postcards. So let's have a look. We've got some postcard examples here. It's taking a while to load, and depending on your internet connection, it may take longer or less time. Let's hope for less. So here are some examples of works that student did last year, some really excellent work in the style of a design era. Can you pick the design era here? That'll test you. There's another one here from the Art Deco era, another Art Deco era. Anyway, so you can scroll through those at your leisure and have a really good look and get some inspiration for your particular postcard design. I think that's about it. If you have any questions, remember again, don't hesitate to email me or give us a call.